Welcome to Rockingham in Northamptonshire for round 3 of the British GT Championship. And this is where it gets a little exciting because it's the first real test of the year with a 2-hour endurance special and all the challenges that come with it. Refuelling, tyre changes, pit stops and one intense game of strategy. 2 weeks ago, the season kicked off in dramatic style at Alton Park. Here's Martin Haven to remind us.
The Cheshire circuit provided plenty of good close racing, as well as a healthy dose of drama and controversy. The Aston Martin of Michael Caine and Ahmed Al-Harthi claimed the first win of the season. Race 2 was just as exciting. The leaders came to blows, Mark Patterson and Gary Eastwood colliding, handing victory to the BMW of Alexander Sims and Marco Attar. The season looks very competitive. The 2012 champion leads by a single point from the reigning champion. GT4 is looking very competitive too. It was an Aston Martin benefit though. Race 1 won by Ross Wiley and Jake Giddings. Race 2 by new team TF Sport.
A great start to the season and moving up from the GT4 Challenge, Aston Martin GT4 Challenge we did last year, and British GTs is a big step for me, but the team, TF Sport done a great job. Obviously we had a third, and to win in the first round was great, but obviously puts the pressure on now to keep that going for the rest of the year.
It was also great to see a return to the series for Gavin Kershaw and the Lotus Evora.
I think we need to keep pressing her at the podiums because like Rick Parker had 2 non-finishes at Alton, which is a massive disadvantage, and it's nice to take the checker flag and a trophy home, but it's it's more fun at the end of the season as well.
Alton Park also marked the debut of reigning Formula 4 champion Dan Camish, who has switched from single-seaters to GTs.
I spent the first few laps just, trying not to end up in the barrier. It's ferocious racing. It really is. You don't realise from the side of the track sometimes. I didn't, realise what it was like until you're in it. It is, it gets interesting out there. You've really got to be have your wits about you.
The cars that race in this championship are in 2 different classes, the GT3 and the GT4 car. Now, they look very similar, but underneath, they are very different animals. Take this, the GT4 car. Now, it's effectively a souped-up road-going version, with around 85% of this being the same as the road version. However, there are a few tweaks and changes. If I just open the door here, you'll see that it has standard paddle shift transmission and stock suspension. However, crucially, it does have improved aero with a small wing and a front splitter. Oh, and of course, significantly upgraded brakes. All the luxuries have been stripped out to lighten the load and to make it go quicker, and of course there is an FIA-approved roll cage and fuel tank for safety reasons. Now, this is a more cost-effective way to go GT racing, and it even has the same V8 engine as a standard road car. However, this GT3 car is a thoroughbred racing machine, with only around 40% of this the equivalent of the road-going version. It has hugely advanced aero with this massive back wing and air packages around the car to improve the downforce, and highly modified suspension to increase the handling. Also, the big V12 engine in here has been significantly modified for racing to suck all the power out of it and get it onto the track, although it is based on the same one that you'll find in the road-going car. Mind you, take a look at these huge flared wheel arches. That's to accommodate the bigger wheels to make sure you can get all that power onto the track. So some of these panels may look the same, but they're actually made from a super light carbon fibre. So effectively, this is one mean sports machine. And in British GT, what you're looking at is a race within a race. It's race time here at Rockingham, and I tell you what, this is going to be huge. Right out the front, it's Marco Attard and Alexander Sims in the BMW. They are, of course, looking to lead the pack. However, at the front for the GT4 racing, this is going to be really exciting stuff. We've got Rick Parfitt Jr. here. He is going to look for a great weekend because, after all, Alton really didn't work for him.
Ready for the rolling start, round 3 of the Avon Tyres British GT Championship here at Rockingham. Marco Attard, the black and blue BMW, pacing them from pole. Andrew Howard, the blue and white Aston alongside. Mark Patterson in the Audi. And as we get the green lights with Gary Eastwood, he and Patterson clashed at Alton Park while dicing for the lead. Through Speedway turn 1, rushing down towards the first big stop on the lap into the hairpin. And Attard, the pole man, long way off, has gone the Aston and the Nissan of Chris Hoy. Andrew Howard has rejoined fairly quickly. Chris Hoy towards the back of the field. That's the Strata 21 Aston. They were racing a Nissan last time out. Well, where has Andrew Howard got to? There is the champion down in about 10th place, so he didn't lose much ground. Oh, and that's John Minshaw. Now the Track Speed Porsche qualified 9th on the grid. He's looped it around on cold tyres. There's Phil Driver, car number 6, in 4th position. So we've got BMW, Audi, BMW, Aston, Ferrari. Nice mix of makes. And Andrew Howard now up to 6th position, really recovering well from that first corner incident. Question is, can Marco Attard escape here? Looks as though Mark Patterson might be starting to build up a little queue of traffic behind him. Andrew Howard seems to be escaping the huge gaggle behind this. His teammate Johnny Adam, they started front row, 6th place at the moment, but that might be about to change. Sending it up the inside, car number 1, the champion Andrew Howard makes 5th place his own. Caught Gary Eastwood and he's brought the queue with him, look. Battle for 3rd place in the GT4 class. Rick Parfitt Jr. leads from Jake Giddings. This is Oz Yusuf in the white and blue Lotus number 77. He's got Ollie Basie-Fisher's black and orange Ginetta behind. Alex Scherpen behind him, the Dutchman. Andrew Jarman, the white Aston Martin, on the back of this queue. Up the inside, Basie-Fisher for 3rd. The Lotus hang on the outside. The Evora's taken the long way round the corner, loses the place there. Good move by Ollie Basie-Fisher, taking advantage of the inside run, but now comes the Lotus back down the inside and nearly has his nose cut off, has to stop dead on the apex. Well, just got away with that one. It was nearly a multi-car pile-up, and they survived to fight another corner. Oh my goodness, Jody Firth, the Porsche on fire. Now that absolutely should not be alight at the back. That's not flames out of the exhaust. That is something well alight, and he's going to need to get that attended to. What are we going to see here? Top of the picture, Jody Firth down into the first corner as the Astons all go off below us. Oh, a 3-way squeeze. He's got clattered by Lee Moll's BMW. I wonder if the contact has pushed bodywork against the exhaust. Well, they've got the fire out, and it looks as though they might be getting ready to send him back out. Not going well. There's his teammate, Warren Hughes. Chris Hoy in the Nissan in traffic. GT4 cars up ahead. You can see the Lotus being chased by the Ginetta. And that is Adrian Barwick's Twisted Motorsport car. Hoy's going to look down the inside under braking. He needs to hurry up. He's got the Aston behind. Oh, and the Ginetta's lost it. Oh, and the Lotus has gone off as well as Hoy goes in very deep. Right behind him, the number 21 car is Paul White. And the Strata 21 team were racing a Nissan last time out at Alton Park. There is the number 2, Steve Tantley's Bentley. He's got John Minshaw's Porsche and Liam Griffin's Aston behind him. And Hoy is struggling for grip. Britain's most successful Olympian, racing on towards trying to get to Le Mans in a couple of years' time as John Minshaw returns to the pits for work to remedy the number 33 and a massive water leak. Oh, and off into the gravel has gone Tanya Mann, and she's a long way off. One of the few gravel traps here at Rockingham. That might spell safety car. GT4 leader is Rick Parfitt Jr., claimed pole in the class, the number 42 car, and leading every yard of the way so far. Tanya Mann is definitely stuck, forward and reverse, doing nothing but digging her in deeper, and I think she's going to need a tow. Trouble too for the Lotus Evora. Backfiring and smoking as they crawls down pit road. Gavin Kershaw not looking too optimistic about that car's progress at the moment. Safety car has been scrambled then. Too early yet to head for the pits in this 2-hour race. Cars will need fuel and tyres and a driver change. And there in the queue is our leader, Marco Attard, losing a big advantage. There's teammate Alexander Sims and team boss Mark Lemmer. Shrugging the shoulders, not much you can do. Leader on pit road at Rockingham. Just about the halfway mark of our third round of the British GT Championship. Marco Attard. Derek Johnston is on pit road as well, the 888 car. Fuel must go in before the driver, Johnny Adam. Do not open that door. Each team have got a problem. Andrew Howard rolled a little too far. They're going to have to move it back. There's our Formula Ford champion of last year, Dan Camish, waiting to take over his car in what is a very busy pit lane. So time to get the new driver in, Alexander Sims. Oh, and that is a car fresh out of the pits. John Gore has just taken over from Phil Driver, and he's in the gravel. Alex Punkham on board the Nissan that he took over from Chris Hoy. Right in front is Gary Eastwood, a lap in front, in fact. He's the race leader. Oh, and a huge cloud of smoke. What's happened? Massive blow-up for a GT4 Ginetta as the leaders have a massive stop as they run blind into that huge cloud of smoke. It's the 43 car, Alex Sherpen and Morton Don's car. Looks like Morton is not going to get a drive. Well, with him and John Gore stranded on the circuit, this is going to require the safety car. These two Aston Martins battling for second in GT4, 407, Jake Giddings, Ross Wiley, and then Andrew Darman and Derek Modell's car behind as leader Gary Eastwood pits to hand over to Rob Bath. Now, will the safety car help them or hinder them? You can never judge these situations perfectly. He gets out as the team get ready to fuel. Ross Wiley getting tyres, but away goes Devon Modell. And the GT4 cars have the standard number of wheel nuts that you find on a road car, unlike the GT3 cars. Here is our GT4 leader. GT3 car looking the centre of the wheel, one big single wheel nut. Makes for much quicker stops. Out goes Rob Bath. Now, can he hold on to the lead in this race? FF Corsa might be in a position to win our first long race of the season. Rob Bath leaves the pits, but that light was red. He should have stopped, and that might mean a penalty. Well, that looked like a very late change from green to red just as Rob Bath was getting to it, but like on the road, red light does mean stop. We'll have to wait and see what the stewards make of that. Meanwhile, he's got to catch the safety car queue. So too has our GT4 leader, Rick Parkin, has handed over to Tom Oliphant. There is Phil Driver and John Gore's car being wheeled away. Lights out on the safety car. Number 2 Bentley is not the race leader, but right behind, second place, the number 29 car. That's Richard Lyons, the red Ferrari. Luke Hines, black BMW. Johnny Adam in the blue and white Aston Martin. Then Alexander Sims and Joe Osborne in their BMWs as we hit the front. The Bentley will need to get out of the way. It's a lap down and we'll be trying to, but look at that. The blue and black of Alexander Sims straight under Joe Osborne. Great restarting from him and an Aston Martin battle right behind. The white car, Tom Onslow Cole. This is for 7th. Inside, Richard Abra's red and black car. Abra in deep, in too deep. And Onslow just squeezes his nose in front. Fantastic action. Late pit stop for the number 55 Ginetta was our GT4 leader. Matt Nicol-Jones just about to leave, and that means Ollie Basie-Fisher is in the pits with Andy.
Well, if I can be so polite, you look pretty shattered.
Yeah, no, first proper endurance race. I was out there for a bit longer than my stint I think should have been. The safety cars and things sort of played a big part in that. But no, yeah, so it was a serious stint of concentration. I mean, what's happening at the moment, I'll have to go check with the team. But no, all in all, it has been awesome, so thank you very much.
Third place battle, 3 BMWs. Luke Hines, then Alexander Sims with the blue highlights, and Joe Osborne behind Sims, sending it down the inside. Oh, that's a great move from the ex-single-seater race. Luke Hines, another who started in single-seaters. Now he's got his teammate Joe Osborne right behind with the Dayglow orange highlights. 2 cars run by 888, who also, of course, have got a long history in British touring cars. Drive-through for Ross Wiley means that the Aston has lost the lead in GT4. That's good news for Rick Parfitt.
I'm guessing you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. I got a really good jump on the Lotus at the start. But I like this circuit. I had a good run here last year as well. It sort of suits me. It feels a bit like a kart circuit in the middle. So I'm happily throwing the car about with gay abandon, quite frankly. And yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it.
And to be fair, without pulling any punches, it had to be after Alton.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I came away happy with the way I was driving, but obviously a very disappointing result. The car's been great in testing here, and I knew that I was quite strong around this circuit. It's about the only one, and so I wanted to make amends for last year, and that was great. Really enjoyed it, but very, very slippy and loads of cars throwing it off everywhere. So it was just a case of, you know, trying to make it happen. Oh no, we're in.
There is the number 42 car. This is the car that's just inherited the GT4 lead with a penalty for the Aston, but a left rear puncture.
My next question was about to be top step is very important for you, but that now might be a case of hope that there's a safety car.
Well, we've got a puncture on the rear. As I was saying, the tyres were going off. We changed 2 tyres. That was obviously the wrong call. We should have changed 4. So we'll see what happens now. And
this is where it becomes a game of tactics as well, doesn't it?
It certainly is. We obviously made the wrong call, and we'll have to go and see what happens now. So
fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
They've certainly had the speed, but they are not having any luck this year at all. Oh, Alex Buncombe facing the wrong way, and what's on the left in the mirror? It's an Aston Martin, but whose? It's Michael Caine's Aston Martin. Ahmad Al-Hathi started that car strongly. Caine looks damaged on the right front. Was he in the side of the Nissan? What happened there? So Alex Buncombe, the red and white Nissan, being chased by Caine, who gets a bit squirrely over the curbs. Got it under control, lunges to the inside, contact, and ends up spinning the Nissan around. Warren Hughes just avoids them. On pit road is race leader Rob Bath. He has been given a drive-through penalty for jumping that red light, leaving the pits at the beginning of his stint. Now, will he come back in any kind of race contention? Well, he made up a lot of ground, not being caught behind the safety car. So watch on the right-hand side at the pit wall. The green light will be on. There it is. Still green. Still green. Oh, my goodness. Now, you'd run that on the road, never mind in a racing car. That's a tough call. Malcolm Swettenham, the FF Corsa boss, like us, will only wait and see how that pans out. Battle in the GT4 class, 48 is Jamie Stanley, the 2010 GT4 champion, locks up down the inside of 49. The white Aston Martin is Devon Modell. Got in front of Ross Wiley at the pit stops, but lost ground again now. Again, Jamie Stanley down the inside, throws it in, too fast, can't hold it, and Devon Modell gets back in front. Right behind the delayed Warren Hughes in that orange and black Porsche, and the delayed Alex Buncombe as well, not as delayed as Warren Hughes after that fire for Jody Firth. They go straight by, on board with Alex Buncombe. Again, problem here for the GT3 guys, getting by the slower GT4 cars, but problem for the GT4 drivers, their battles constantly being interrupted by GT3 cars getting in the way. Ross Wiley in from second in GT4, needs fuel. That means he's got to get out before the team can fuel the Aston Martin. Luke Hines versus Joe Osborne. This is the battle for 8th place. Teammates at 888, the BMW Z4 Coupes. Oh, and Hines keeping the door shut as he forces Osborne to go the long way round the outside. Osborne cuts back in. It's a drag race. Hines has got the inside line to the next corner, which is a left-hander. Osborne doesn't care. He's staying out there, and Hines eases him onto the freshly mown grass. Oh, well, Osborne's Christmas card list just got a little shorter, I think, and look at what he's picking up at the front. Here is our 4th place man in GT4, Jamie Stanley. Devon Modell in front, and just in front of them coming out of the pits after that long fuel stop, Ross Wiley in 4:07. So this is second, third and fourth behind Matt Nicol-Jones. In the number 55 Ginetta, we have 2 Aston Martins and 1 Ginetta battling for the podium. 49, the white car in the middle, Devon Modell. And this is going to be a 3-way battle to the checkered flag for the runner-up spot in GT4. Gary Eastwood on the FF Corsa pit wall, his teammate Rob Bath in Ferrari number 18, half a lap from victory here at Rockingham, and he's closing up on Matt Nicol-Jones. That orange and black Ginetta is our GT4 leader. So both class leaders together on the last lap here at Rockingham. Best result ever for Eastwood and Bath. Third place last year at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. They're a long way from the sea dunes of the North Sea coast here, but it is going to be the top step of the podium. 2 corners left for Rob Bath. He's too good. He's waited too long to make a mistake now. 14 years of British GT racing, and this will be the first time at Rockingham 2014 that he takes the champagne of victory. Right behind, Matt Nicol-Jones wins for Academy Motorsport. Teammate Ollie Basie-Fisher there with the team. Looks delighted. GT4 victory for our Academy Motorsport duo. Despite the speed of the Aston Martins and the BMWs, it's Ferrari that win in Rockingham. Gary Eastwood and Rob Bath on the top step of the podium.
Well, congratulations. How does that feel?
Mega. Feels really, really good. We had a nightmare at Alton Park, as you know. To leave Alton Park on minus points with 2 DNFs.
With a massive crash.
A massive crash and a moderate-sized crash, a matching pair. And to come here to Rockingham, which isn't the best circuit for the Ferrari. Mega result. Gary did a brilliant, brilliant job. And all I had to do was bring it home. Today was won by Gary and our engineers. Superb.
You've got to be happy with that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, we've had a hard few weeks leading up to this, so yeah, I feel like the team did an absolutely fantastic job. Ollie gave me a great car, couldn't ask for more. Brilliant, superb.
It was incident-packed, mine, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me, I got in a good car and just had to maintain a gap. I knew exactly what was going on with everybody else. The team kept me really well informed, and it was really easy. I mean, it was just a case of maintaining that gap to the car behind, and to be honest, the main thing was just looking after our tyres, and Ollie did a great job looking after the fronts, and you know, it all fell into place.
Our new Aston Martin duo, Jed Giddings and Ross Wiley, lead the GT4 standings, but teammates Andrew Howard and Johnny Adam have slipped to second. In GT3, Alexander Sims and Marco Attard are now on top of the pile.
So it's celebration time for some of the teams, others are left licking their wounds, and some of the drivers turning their attention to what is going to be a grueling 3-hour endurance race next time out. If they thought 2 hours here at the Rock was a challenge, just wait till they get to Silverstone.